Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, I am Geek Girl Claire. Welcome to another exciting mini four-wheel drive video. Today we're going to be reviewing the 2015 Blue official Tamiya guide. Okay guys, so I'm going to say that this is not so much a review as in, oh, this gets 5 stars or 3 stars or something like that. This is more about seeing what's inside the official guidebook, because I know a lot of you are curious as to what you're getting for your hard-earned money. So as you see here, 870 yen versus this one here, which is 1,000 yen. So this is approximately $10 in US money. This is about $8.70 in US money, and this doesn't quite relate to the actual price of the guidebook, because once you pay for shipping and such, then it increases the price dramatically of some of these books. So, and in some cases, if you want to go for a cheaper method, like an economy shipping or something like that, then you'll have to wait like 2 to 3 months for your book to arrive. So that's what I did for these guidebooks, and I got them eventually, and it took a long time, but I'm glad that I did that because it was worth the wait. So if I had to do it again, I'd probably pay a little bit more for the higher priced shipping so I can get them sooner. But that's okay. You get the same amount of information whether you get it new or old. So let's turn the page, and here we have the, they have a little advertisement for the current at the time version of the other guidebook. So the red, the orange guidebooks, they're more about optimizing the performance of the vehicle. The blue and I believe the new green one, they're all about dressing up your mini four-wheel drive vehicles. So in this case, this is a dress-up book, and you get here a new set of stickers for the Abalista. Pretty cool. So that's your freebie for this guide here. That could also account for the differences in price too. So 870 for this one versus 1,000 for this new one, or the 920. You get this this measuring ruler guide here for your mini four-wheel drive vehicles. We turn the page, and we see here, this is how you apply the stickers that you receive here on your Abalista. Here are the table of contents here. And so again, this is a dress-up guide. So this is to show you possibilities, like how you can dress up your vehicles and make them look more snazzy, sharp, impressive, whatever superlative you want to use to describe your mini four-wheel drive vehicles. So here we have what looks like these nice little like patterns, like you can turn them at different angles and you can see like a different kind of shine pattern on them. So these are pretty cool. So again, dress up. Here we show a different kind of paint job, how you could make your vehicles look different through painting process, how you can apply your stickers and try to knock out all of the little bubbles on your decals by using a Q-tip to basically press against the bubbles. And here we have some sort of painting method here. So there are tips and tricks in this entire guide that show you how to get the most out of dressing up your vehicle. And here we have the Tamiya Play Model Factory, the big factory, the big store that is, that sells everything Tamiya mini four-wheel drive. Pretty cool so far. And here's some airbrush technique here. Pretty cool. So those of you who are familiar with airbrush painting techniques, so just like in a real car, you're spray painting but using very light misty coats, and so you can create some really nice gradient effects with this kind of technique if you know what you're doing. So yeah, pretty cool. And it looks like right here they custom painted this as well using a gradient spray paint technique right on the carbon fiber. Nice little description of how to do this process right here. And you can get some really wicked looking designs by just a little bit of creativity, by mixing, as you see here, these 3 different colors. And here are some of the tools that you would use in the process. So pretty cool. And yeah, definitely you want to use masking tape on the parts that, let's say you're painting one solid color over your model, and then you want to block out certain sections from receiving that new coat of paint, the second coat of paint. So you just knock it out by masking it using masking tape. Pretty cool. Metal primer. Ooh, if only I could read Japanese. So guys, once you get this book, you can use Google Translate to basically put your iPhone or Android phone over the page, and Google Translate will translate this entire Japanese page into English or whatever language you speak so that you can read it more properly or better. So yeah. Oh, here we go. It's talking about compound, which I know nothing about in this case. So this is how you would use this material on this model. And I'm going to have to look at this a little later to find out more about what it really is for. So here are some nice tools that you can use. These cutters, side cutters, and modeling knives. More items with paint. And this is a car that you all are probably very familiar with. I have this one here. And it's one of my favorite cars because right out of the box, this is a very fast car. Pretty cool. So guys, just because a model comes out with a body that's a certain color doesn't mean that you should stay with that color. I mean, basically what you see on the box of a Mini 4-wheel drive car isn't necessarily what the car is going to exactly look like once you build the car. So in many cases, it's either a touched up image or an artist's rendition of what the car really is, or they could have painted it to make it look even better. So if you basically put your decals on top of just the raw model without doing anything to it, without painting it, you're going to get a very basic looking model. It's going to look kind of kid-like. It's not going to look like super cool, like customized. So you want to use specific painting techniques like airbrushing to be able to achieve the kinds of effects you want so that you could get a snazzier looking, more impressive looking model. Now, the big problem with adding a lot of paint on your car is weight. So we're talking about like very little weight when you add mists of paint on there, but it does add up over time. All of these little things do add up on your model, and it's also possible that the aerodynamic features of your car may be impaired slightly by a bad paint job. And if you don't believe me, you can like run through various tests on that. But yeah, you can basically, through the laws of physics, as some people say, if you know about aerodynamics and such, if you have like a shoddy paint job that has a lot of rough surface on it, then it's not going to go, the car's not going to go as smoothly, quickly, however, than a model that has excellent paint job that's smooth all over, maybe not even have any stickers on there. So a lot of people don't want to put those stickers on there because of wind resistance. And so what are we talking about here? We're talking about fractions of a second of time. And you know what? Sometimes those fractions of a second count, and they all add up. And that determines whether somebody's going to win or lose in a race. So everything counts in this. If you want to be very nitpicky about things, this is the hobby for you, because you can get really nitpicky about little subtle things about your model. You can get so nitpicky down to the point where those little spacers that are in between the wheel and the shaft and between the wheel and the body of the car, those little nuances, you could like mess with those and you can get something that's a little more stable or a lot less stable depending on little things like that. So you can get really, really minutely detailed with how anal retentive you want to be with your models. But anyway, this book is really about dressing up your models. And there's two camps with Mini 4-wheel drive. There's the performance camp where you have people who are trying to build the fastest model that they can get, the most performance efficient model that they can get. And you also have the people who want to make their models look really nice and cute, and they can win contests that way by displaying like the coolest, snazziest, most impressive looking models that way. So there's two different kinds of contests for Mini 4-wheel drive, and both are legit in their own way. So there are also people who want to make the coolest, snazziest cars available and make them also look super cute and also very fast. So there's also that kind of camp going on. Oh, these are the different colors that we have for the Tamiya spray paints right here. Ooh, and this is one of those really cool models here. It's this little, I think it's, is it a Honda or something like that? So yeah, it comes like in this little squat kind of car configuration, a two-seater. It looks a little bit like a Mini Cooper. So a lot of you who want to build like a Mini Cooper lookalike, like a convertible, you can basically get this model and then just touch it up and make it look more like a Mini Cooper. So that's where I'm at. Since I have a Mini Cooper, this is what I want to do, basically make a car look like a Mini Cooper. So yeah, and here are some methods for painting this car and masking certain parts, and then painting in detail like the leather seats on here. So yeah, there's a whole like way of doing this here that's very detail oriented, very cool. Oh, and then you have these cars that have these nubby tires. Those are pretty cool too. Very, very cool. And these are the hand paints, all the different color hand paints there are. Ooh, cool, cool. And then we move on to techniques for spray painting. Now, this is actually a very neat method of doing this. So if you want, for example, the canopy to be a certain color, so you would block it off using a masking tape, and then you would paint it, and then on the underside you can paint it a different color. So as you see here, they've got these masking things on here. They're painting the top part, and then on the bottom they flip it over, just like I was saying. They flip it over and they paint the bottom of it black, and then when you flip it back over and take off the clear film that's covering the polycarbonate shell, you'll get a really, really nice smooth canopy that's completely black. Now, what's the negative of this? If you've raced enough and you crash these cars enough, you're going to see cracks and splinters in the paint. So the trick is not to crash your car, right? So that's the trick. Try not to crash your car if possible. So there it is. And this looks really nice. I love the color purple. I love the gradient effect that's going here. That's really, really cool, really nice. Other examples of wonderful paint jobs, especially with, it looks to me like this might be an AR chassis here. Yeah, very cool. More paints. All right. Paint markers. So those of you who are unfamiliar with paint markers, if you want to do like a quick touch-up, or you want to paint, like say the springs on a Mini 4-wheel drive model, you can get a silver colored paint marker and just paint using a marker method rather than using a paintbrush. Because I know that some of you, if you don't have a steady hand, then painting with a paintbrush is very difficult. Whereas holding a marker is pretty easy. If you can hold a pen, you can hold a paint marker. You just have to make sure that not too much paint is dispensing from the paint marker, and that's a skill that's learned over time. So here we have a chrome finish on a Mini 4-wheel drive car, and this looks so cool, doesn't it? It's like so cool, and they're showing you, it looks to me like they're showing you how to use this metal primer here, maybe to make this kind of shiny effect on the car. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So I like this overhead view, guys, of looking at a book. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's better than, like, say, holding it like this. So what I wanted to do is basically show you like the entire page versus just like a third person's view of looking at this. So pretty cool, pretty cool. So this is, it looks like a Ferrari F60 Mini 4-wheel drive car, and that's pretty cool. They made a Ferrari, basically. That's cool. Oh, this is a very boxy looking car. I'll bet it's very stable though. It must be very stable and is low to the ground. Pretty cool. Oh, and it looks like here they're using this clear coat maybe to, so if you've noticed, when you put stickers, decals, it's an obvious thing, but if you put decals on top of a model, right, then you're going to have that little edge gap right around the sticker. So basically the stickers will peel up over time, so you want to make sure that they're secure on the model. So one thing you can do is you can basically paint a little bit over with gloss paint, and that'll secure the decal on the model. So what's going on here? More about the Play Model Factory. Cool. More airbrush technique. Cool. Oh, and I've seen on YouTube some people using this, using something that's similar to this, where it basically sucks out all the fumes from your airbrush or spray painting methods. So this device here basically sucks out all the fumes. And different styles of airbrush guns. Pretty cool. I have an airbrush gun that is very similar to this one, I believe. And back when I was doing a makeup application for brides, this was something that we would use to basically spray, believe it or not, spray paint a bride's face or a bridesmaid's face using makeup on their face, liquid makeup. It's pretty cool. It gives them a very nice even texture by doing this airbrush method. So here I can use my skills in airbrushing bridesmaids to cars. So yeah, that's one of the things I've done in my past, makeup artist. So pretty cool. So here we go. All the different kinds of airbrush machines, and there are ones that you can spend hundreds of dollars on to get like a really good paint job. And these are, if you're really serious about dressing up your mini 4-wheel drive cars, you'll probably want to get one of these. It's pretty cool. So, paint thinner method. What is this for? Is this talking about maybe lightening the consistency of the paint? Maybe. Oh yes, so that you can put it in the airbrush gun. Because if you were to just put the paint in the airbrush gun, it's going to be very thick, too thick for the airbrush applicator. So you need to thin it out using paint thinner before you place it inside the airbrush gun. So yeah, that's a good technique, good tip there. And they have the proper ratio of thinner to paint right there. So what's next? So more airbrush techniques. And as you see, you can get really creative with your airbrushing. You don't have to do just like one color to another color. You can do one color to another color and then back to the original color if you know what you're doing. So pretty cool. And then you can get into effects such as camouflage. Really cool. And there are other techniques that will probably show that will be just as impressive as this. And then there are people who want to paint their wheels like multiple colors. So that's pretty cool too. Although I don't really recommend that performance-wise, because I think that's going to affect the performance slightly of a car. So painting wheels and then running them on a track is probably not going to be good. Not a good idea. So let's move on. Yes, very cool. And here, yeah, a lot of people love this little car right here. They do all sorts of things with it. They make these really cool things. And this, as you see here, it's very Mini Cooper-like, these designs here. People love this little car. I love it too. I like things that are small, by the way, like cars that are small. The smaller the car, the better. Like that's why I have a Mini Cooper, because it's small. It doesn't look like a car. It looks like a toy, that kind of thing. So here, Formula One racer style cars, and these are all the different paint jobs that these people created. And one of them created a Red Bull car, and that's so cool, and a Marlboro car, and that's so cool. They basically took their passion for designing these Formula One race cars to the nth degree by making these really cool looking customized versions of their cars. And it looks like they're functional too, because why would they add all these parts to it unless they wanted to make it functional? But I think sometimes people want to stylize a certain car just for appearance, and just to say that, hey, this is a Mini 4-wheel drive car, this is a Tune class car, and so we have parts here that are not cut, and here they all are. And that's actually customized, isn't it? So, but they painted their weights even, and that's pretty cool. Yeah. So many cool things here, and here's what I was talking about before with the paint marker. You can use your paint marker and color springs very easily with a paint marker. Now, some paint markers have wide tips on them, rather than pointy tips. You have to be very careful, even with a paint marker. You have to have a slow, steady hand to be able to paint these things properly. So, I earmarked this page because it contains some paint tips for creating your own version of a Mini Cooper. And so those of you who are very well familiar with my vehicles, I have right here my version of a Mini Cooper, including this grill right here, which I made out of a sticker. This I made out of another sticker. And yeah, I have the headlights of a Mini Cooper on here. So there you go. This is my version of the Mini Cooper. It's not exactly a Mini Cooper, but it's as close as you can get it. And I used the Toyota Wazoo race car for this. Or is it Yazoo? Wazoo. And yeah, I basically made this look as Mini Cooper-like as I could at this time. So maybe the second version of this car, I'll make it look more like a Mini Cooper, because the window, these window edges here are not quite right. But yeah, I tried to make this look as close to my Mini Cooper as possible. Pretty cool. There's a large number of people who want to make their cars look like Mini Coopers. The B1. Of course, what official Japanese guidebook would be complete without some cartoons? Ooh, what is this, like glow-in-the-dark stickers? Pretty cool. So what I'm seeing here is, I think some of these were award-winning cars, right? So these are like really fancy-looking cars that have won design awards for their nice paint jobs and their unique designs. And so something like this, for example, if you look at this, I've seen some people use this method for their rollers. And the big problem with using stainless steel screws, as all of you know, is they're not very strong. So once you bang this car up a little bit, it's over. You have to replace those screws. So using the carbon reinforced screws is probably a better thing to do than to just use these stainless steel screws. Oh, and now there are people here. Yes, they're making like what looks like a Volkswagen-like chassis here with wide wheels. Pretty cool. Oh, I like that. That's taking that little Mini Cooper-like chassis and turning it into something very, very snazzy. Nice paint jobs all overall. It looks like, are these like winners or honorable mentions? Because these are like really, really good, all of them. Does this give you any ideas, guys, of how to like make your models look nicer? Because it certainly gives me a lot of ideas. And look at this. They've made this like, what is it? DeLorean style, Lamborghini style door right here. The ones that open, that flip up and open rather than out to the side, like normal cars. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Oh, wow. That's a really interesting paint job right there. I love it. Oh, and this one here is just like all sorts of gray right here. That's very cool. Sometimes things that look kind of like this is a black and white car, right? Except for that streak of red right there to kind of tell you that, hey, you're not looking at a black and white picture. This is really a color picture of a black and white car. Pretty cool. There is one of my favorite cars again, the Festa-Johnny. Yay. A Thundershot. I know a lot of people love the Thundershot car. So cool, so cool. Oh, look at this, the Abalista. That's the stickers. The sticker car, we'll call it. I know a fair number of people love the Avante. And they believe in the AR chassis or the MS chassis Avantes. Pretty cool. Shadow Shark. This is one car I haven't gotten into yet. I think this design is a little kind of weird to me, but a lot of people love that design. So, and this kind of style too, where the cars are like very bulky. A lot of people seem to like that. And the Turf Racer. Yeah, this whole page has cars that I'm not as familiar with and I don't really like as much as other designs. I'm really more into the squat little cars. So when they came out with this series of, or a reissue of the cars that of old, that was to me like a godsend, because it was like, whoa, these these little cars that they used to race a long time ago. That's so cool. Oh, and do you remember the Cherry Blossom Festival that happens every, I think, April? Sakura, Japan, I believe. So the Cherry Blossom Festival, it's celebrated all over the world. So somebody decided to dress up their car in honor of the Cherry Blossom Festival. Pretty cool. And there's the Red Bull car again. So many neat designs. And Tamiya Play Model Factory, somebody decided to dress up their car with stickers from that store. Cool. So Tamiya also makes special versions of their cars that are in honor of various stores that have been around the Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive communities for a while. So I believe one of them is Waigo, W-A-I-G-O, and there's a Philippines car that's also devoted to, it's like in honor of these stores just being there for so long. Oh, a police car right here. It looks very much like it is. It's a Festa Johnny that's painted to look like a police car. So as you see, a very simple paint job can basically get you something that looks so cool, so different than the normal Festa Johnny. Huh, this is interesting. They used this multiple gradient effect to achieve this rainbow-like pattern here. Oh, this is nice right here. If any of you have seen the Red Bull like mini trucks, the Red Bull mini trucks are really Mini Coopers that they cut out the back part and the back two seats, and then they make it into a little truck, and then they put the Red Bull can on top of it. So they decided to make a version of that using a Mini 4-wheel drive chassis. Pretty cool. Huh, and this one decided to make like a whole diorama with the Mini 4-wheel drive car. Not sure if it's in scale though. It is pretty cool though. Some very imaginative designs here. Whoa, look at this weird thing. This looks like a moccasin. It's really weird. And more of the diorama display type cars. Oh, there we go, more dioramas. And if any of you are familiar with the cartoon, there's an anime cartoon where these kids are racing their Sonic and Magnum cars. So there they are. Oh, cool. There's two little people inside this car. Oh, this is supposed to be a vegetable stand type truck. Pretty funny. Whoa, look at what happened here. It looks like they took like all of the little end tabs of the, like all of the parts that are out there. They took the little pieces that contain all of the price and the description of what it is, and they just turned them into decals and body wrapped them all on this model. It's pretty funny. Oh, that's nice. Nice gold metallic finish right there. Not quite sure about this fuchsia back end, but it's pretty cool. I like this body. Oh, nice, beautiful gradient effect here. Nice, beautiful gradient effect here. Nice, very nice paint job. Huh, very cool. I like that. That makes it look kind of like an older style car. Very cool. So here are some more tools. Tools to do the job, yes. More tips and such to paint these vehicles to look really cool. And here, oh, I guess here they're describing how to get your car to look like this using these tips. Pretty cool. And we're nearing the end. There's so many different possibilities. I think that's what this book is all about. It's to show you possibilities. It's not necessarily to show you, hey, this is what you need to do step by step to make your car look like this. It's more about like, here's some ideas, and you can take these ideas and run with them yourself and turn these ideas into your own reality. So yeah, while you can follow some of these step-by-step instructions to create like this car that you see right here, it's not about that really. It's about giving you tips and techniques so that you can hone your own skills and make your own cars and make them look like trophy worthy. Pretty cool. So yeah, keep on running. That's what this is all about. So remember, guys, racing mini four-wheel drive cars, it's unlike anything else in the world. It is a thrill-a-minute kind of thing. Your heart pumps when you can see your car like edging out over someone else's car that's supposed to be better, faster, stronger than yours, and you end up winning the race. That's the best feeling in the world. And so with a book like this, you can now make your car look super snazzy using this dress-up guide. So yeah, everybody, if you like this video, please slam the like button, subscribe to my channel, and you'll see more videos just like this one. Until next time, everybody, see you. Bye.